Hey maker, if you're struggling to make sales on Etsy, you can't afford to overlook these 5 product photography mistakes commonly made by makers. If this is your first time joining me, my name is Christina Nicole, and I am a product photography coach teaching makers like you how to take your own high quality product photos that actually attract more customers and make more sales for your business. So I'm going to shoot you straight here. If you aren't reaching your sales goals, then you can't afford to shrug your shoulders anymore and say, my photos are good enough. Because a bad photo will get you overlooked in search, and a lack of photos could prevent you from making a sale no matter how amazing your product actually is. Listen, it doesn't matter if shoppers search for what you're selling and you show up on page 1. If you can't grab their attention with a high quality product photo that sets you apart in search, they're just gonna scroll right past your listing. The only thing that'll set you apart from your competition in search and make you more money is the quality of your product photos. And I'm willing to bet that your current product photos are costing you sales if you are making any of these common product photography mistakes. Mistake number 1 is using low quality product photos. Have you ever heard the phrase, a picture is worth 1,000 words? Well, in your case, a picture is worth 1,000 clicks, sales, and dollars. The quality of your product photos plays a huge role in the overall success of your Etsy shop. According to an Etsy buyer survey, 90% of shoppers said the quality of product photos were extremely important or very important to a purchasing decision. Even more important than the shipping cost, customer reviews, or even the price of the item itself. If you were searching Etsy for a handmade soap bar, which image would grab your attention and make you feel good about clicking into the listing? The image on the left is a little dark with distracting shadows. It doesn't look like much thought or preparation went into taking the photo. The camera angle is a little off and the setting is dirty and cluttered with distraction. The image on the right, however, has bright and even light. The setup and additional elements were thought out and relevant to the product, while still keeping focus on the actual item for sale. The image on the right is higher quality, making the product look more appealing, increasing its perceived value. Perception is a tricky thing. When the quality of your product photos don't accurately represent the quality of your product, you are getting overlooked in search, and this is costing you sales. Low quality product photos instantly creates this feeling that the product itself is poor quality, or that the overall experience with your shop may be poor. If you, as the seller, are putting very little effort in where it matters most when it comes to selling online, shoppers may question your overall professionalism as a business. Keep in mind that product photos are the first interaction someone has with your shop. They are the first impression, and first impressions stick. High quality original product photos instantly build trust in you as a professional shop, allowing customers to feel confident that you will provide them with a great shopping experience and deliver on an amazing product. Mistake number 2 is not resizing properly for the listing image thumbnail. When you don't take the time to properly resize your images for Etsy, you risk your product being cut out of the listing image thumbnail in search and on your main shop page. If you upload a vertical image to Etsy, Etsy will crop from the center out, and this is how the listing thumbnail will look in search. When the shopper can't see the whole product in search, they may scroll right past, or they may click through into your listing to get a better look. If your product isn't what they're looking for and they back out of your listing, this can negatively affect your conversion rate, ultimately affecting your ranking for the keyword searched, costing you sales. On Etsy, the listing image thumbnail is displayed with more width than height. One way to avoid your product getting cut out is to take your smartphone and actually turn it sideways and shoot in horizontal orientation versus vertical. This is called shooting in landscape which is Etsy's recommendation. This is an example of a landscape orientation, and this is how Etsy would crop it from the center out. Notice how the product isn't getting cropped out of the listing image thumbnail, and you aren't losing much of the image at all. Mistake number 3 is choosing the wrong listing image thumbnail. It's common for makers like you to choose a listing thumbnail based on the misconceived notion that being different will get you noticed in search. So to stand out, you may use an image that shows the product in use with too many elements, making it difficult to actually know what's for sale or included in the order. Or maybe you want to tell people why your product is different, so you use an image that is too text heavy. Etsy's 2022 fourth quarter financial report revealed that 67% of sales come from mobile devices, such as smartphones and tablets. This is important to note because the listing image thumbnails shoppers are seeing on their smartphones are going to be much smaller than what they would see on a tablet or a computer. This makes it harder to see the product that's actually for sale, or harder to read if your image is text heavy. Etsy states, when shoppers browse image thumbnails, they are drawn to clear, bright photos that show off the product. Etsy recommends a studio shot showing your product on a plain background with plenty of light. Being a maker myself, I understand that makers thrive on being different. So here are a few tips to help you use additional elements and text in a way that will enhance your photos versus stealing all the focus and causing confusion. When creating styled images that include additional elements, choose a background that helps to create a relevant setting for your product that isn't too distracting in color, texture, or design. Choose props that are relevant to your product and neutral in color, and place them in the background with some distance from your product. Use portrait or some type of focus setting in the camera app of your smartphone to blur those additional elements out and create more focus on your product. Then frame your image so that those additional elements are just peeking into the image frame. Look at the difference a few small changes can make, a difference you can see. By blurring out the additional elements and having them peek into the image frame, this puts more focus on your product, showing shoppers what is actually for sale, while still inspiring use. When using text on your listing image thumbnail, pick one product feature or one selling point that sets you apart as a seller on Etsy, and make sure you can read it when shopping on mobile. Mistake number 4 is not using all 10 photo spots Etsy gives you. The online shopping experience is all about convenience, but what this experience lacks is the ability to actually pick up a product and experience it in person. Think about the last time you shopped for a product online. What questions did you have about that product? Did you have to search for the answers? Did you get frustrated or confused and give up altogether? Maybe you had the right information presented to you in the product photos, allowing for a convenient shopping experience that made you feel confident that product is what you were looking for. Etsy gives you 10 opportunities. 10 opportunities to share the most important information about your product with the shopper. 10 opportunities to answer potential questions or anticipate objections the shopper may have. 10 opportunities to provide the shopper with a great experience and make them feel confident in their decision to purchase from your shop. If you aren't using all 10 spots on Etsy, this is costing you sales. Mistake number 5 is not having enough variety of images. So maybe you use all 10 photo spots, but you have pretty much the exact same images with just slight variations in style or angle. This really isn't any different than you having 2 or 3 images because there isn't any variety in the types of images. Even if the images look professional, they aren't informative at all. If a shopper has clicked into your listing, they want answers and they don't want to have to go searching for them in the description. Remember, each image spot is an opportunity to answer a question or highlight a product feature, and you should be intentionally choosing images with that in mind. These images were created with intention and they are very informative. They show the front and back of the product with a detail shot showing the hand-drawn illustration. They show how the product is placed when paired with a mason jar. They show how big the product is, the color variations it comes in, and how the product is packaged. They show the product in use and they inspire the shopper. If you were in the market for a flower frog, this set of listing photos would answer all of your questions, allowing you to confidently click the Add to Cart button. Product photography is more than just snapping a quick photo of your product. Product photography is nonverbal communication that plays a very important role in marketing and sales. You have to be able to grab the shopper's attention in search. Then once they click through into your listing, you have to communicate the most important information about your products, anticipate questions, objections, and inspire use. Shoppers are more likely to click that Add to Cart button when they have a positive experience with your shop and feel confident that your product is exactly what they need or desire. Please take the time to like this video if you found it useful, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to learn more about taking your own high quality product photos. See you next time.